What's up, guys? Welcome back to Amazing RC. It's your boy Brian, and today we're going to run over how to use and set up the 190mm on-off switch for your third channel in your transmitter. Now, today we're going to be using two different systems. I'm going to show you how to set it up on the DUMBO RC, and I'm also going to show you how to set up on any other transmitter that happens to have a third channel, like this Traxxas transmitter here that has a third and a fourth channel. First off, let's go over basically the features of your 190mm on-off switch. Basically, you've got your plug that goes into your receiver, and then on the other side, you've got two different positive and negative outputs. So you've got positive, negative, negative, and positive right here on the on-off switch. Now, they're spaced, these prongs, perfectly to accept plugs that go right into your receiver. You'll notice that there are usually three different wires that come out of these plugs. It's a positive, a negative, and some other wire, neutral, ground, or whatever they're going to use it for. We're only interested in the positive and the negative. So we're actually going to take this and we're going to offset it, just like that. And once we plug that in there, it's going to look kind of goofy, but that's exactly what we're looking for. So we've got one set here, positive and negative, out to a set of lights. So we can take another set, positive and negative, to another set of lights, and we can actually stick it right on the other side. So this would be the easiest way to set this up. Now, let's get this plugged into the receiver, and we'll kick it on, we'll see how it works. As you can see, we've got everything linked up like we normally would. Usually, of course, this would be in either your truck or your car, your plane, or your tank. We don't need all that to show you exactly how this light system works. That could just get in the way. So let's go ahead and get our on-off switch plugged in our third channel, being that's how we're going to utilize it in this transmitter today. All right, now we've got that in there nice and secure, and as you can see, nothing happened. And some people got this system and that's what happened to them, and they assumed that it may not be working correctly. Well, that's what I assumed as well, because when you get this 190mm on-off switch, it doesn't come with any instructions, and hopefully I'm going to answer your questions today. So let's go ahead and just start pressing the button wildly and see what happens to our lights. Looks like every time I hit the button on the second run, something happens. So let me tell you exactly what's going on. I found out later on, after I started to write everything down, that there are 5 modes on this on-off switch. Now, if you were to plug in a set of lights that has its own modes, those would still work, except for they'll just be on and off when it comes to the on and off switch. So the 5 modes are as follows. Basically, mode 1 is going to be side A on. Mode 2 is side B on. Mode 3 is all side A and B on at the same time. Mode 4 is demo. So this is going to take your lights and it's going to swing through a bunch of on and off together in tandem and opposing each other. And I'll tell you, it takes any stationary light system and turns it into a really great light show. So that's mode 4. Mode 5 being off. And now we're back at the beginning. So those are your 5 modes for your on-off switch. And it'll take any light set, no matter how many lights or how least amount of lights there are, and turn it into a really great show. Now it's up for you to design your vehicle with that in mind. So now that we've gone over basically how to set it up the easy way and what it does, now I can go over some of the applications that this system has. Now, you know that we've plugged these in. Well, you can also solder them on. These 4 prongs actually come with a little bit of solder on them from the factory. Keep in mind that if you're going to plug your lights in with one of these little receiver plugs, that you're going to need to have this on-off switch positioned somewhere in your vehicle to where it's not going to get knocked around, because as soon as this plug gets knocked off, well, there goes your lights. They're going to turn off, and it's not going to be because you wanted them to. Now, before we set up another transmitter, I did want to show you that these lights do work with a bunch of different types of lights. Now, this right here is just a set of alligator clips so that we can test some lights here without tearing anything up. Now, here's a string of lights that has all kinds of capacitors on it and all kinds of random stuff, and it still works just the same as it would any other way, as you can see here. So there's plenty of different applications that you can have with this. One thing I did notice is that if you have a set of lights that have their own brain inside, like this set right here, this is a tiny set of lights that go to like maybe an airplane or a boat. I think it's their marker lights. Now, if I were to take this set of lights and plug it into our receiver here without our on-off switch, you're going to notice that they're going to start blinking and doing cool things all by themselves. And that's because deep down inside here in these lights, they have their own brain. Not exactly sure how it works, but it does work. So what does that do when you plug it into your on-off switch? Well, it does exactly what it did before. So let's take this and throw this in here on the on-off switch. And then we're going to cycle through until these lights turn on. Now they turned on. As you can see, they're doing the exact same thing that they did before. It is not affected at all by the on-off switch, except for the fact that you can turn them on and off. Once you have them over into demo mode, the demo overrides the entire brains that were in the light switch themselves, and it'll go into demo mode. You can turn them off and then back on, and they will return to their own actual structured demo mode that were in the light switch themselves. One of the other questions that I was asked quite a bit is the DUMBO RC the only transmitter that we can run this through? And the answer to that is no. Now, the only other 3, 4, 5 channel transmitter that I have on deck is this 4-channel from Traxxas, and I've got it completely set up the exact same way that we set the DUMBO RC set up with, and as you can see, with our 3rd channel toggle switch, it does exactly what it did before. So all you're doing is up for neutral, down for command. Again, it's the versatility with this system is great. Now one of the things that I'm going to do is go through Banggood.com and see if I can't find a couple light sets that could go with this Banggood transmitter on-off switch combo that I have a coupon for right now. So be on the lookout for that as well. One of the other things that this on-off switch is supposed to do is allow you to command a winch from the transmitter. I'm assuming using the toggle switch. I am working on that. Once I get this winch to work on this on-off switch, you guys will be the second to know. That is fact. So, guys, here's the on-off switch. Here's how it works. Here's how it's set up. If you have any questions at all, the comment section below, please let me know. And if you guys want to get your hands on an on-off switch or a DUMBO RC X4, X6 transmitter with a coupon code, be sure to check out the links below in the description box. Well, guys and gals, I hope that helps. Until next time, it's Brian, Amazing RC. We're going to get you guys another really cool video very, very soon.